everybody. I know some of you are running late. Some of you are fighting heat waves. Fighting dust. Dust again. Hi, this is Virginia here, and this is Ginger's Rant Show, and it's Wednesday, day, July 13th, 2022. It is now 69 degrees and sunny here. It's cooled off quite a bit from what it was yesterday. Yesterday it could be like 83, 84 degrees, somewhere in there. Too warm for me. I live in a brick building, so it holds heat in longer. Hey Nancy! Hi! Okay. Announcements prior to getting into the news and all the other stuff that's been going on the last 3 days. Nancy, I checked your fulfillment still in progress. It's still going. So, apparently there's a 2 or 3 day lead time. Why it's taking so long, I don't know what's going on there. If I don't hear anything back, or you don't hear anything back, I will yell at Shopify and ask them, do they know what's going on? I tried reaching the Sers, and they're not they have a weird setup. Anyway, I'll keep you informed. Another thing, I have dropped Facebook off as my sales channel. I'm no longer using Facebook as a sales channel because they're not controlling any trolls that go into my sales channel. So I dropped it completely, and I informed Shopify why I dropped it. I put it in there. They said, well, why are you dropping the sales channel? I told them what I've been running into, so they're well aware of it. Hey Dorothy! Just keep at it. There's some other new stuff that's on there. Check it out. Right now, so you also know, I'm having issues with PayPal. And so, I'm going to see if they have GPay on there, which is Google Pay, which is a lot better. People are saying it's a lot better. So I'm looking at maybe switching to GPay and just drop PayPal. But we'll see. So I'm checking out, because PayPal has been acting up. And this is the first time that they've ever done this. I had a business and a personal account with them. The business account, they're sitting there playing games. And personal account, I can't switch back to my personal account. They won't let you cancel the account. They say for security reasons, which I think is kind of weird. PayPal has now been getting a lot of complaints about this. Generally, they're pretty good, but now they're playing hard-nosed. Well, I could play hard-nosed right back. So anyway, I'm just letting you guys know on that issue. So, also I dropped Shop Pay from, I did have it, they said it was active, but then again they say I don't qualify for it, so I'm getting two different stories there. I dropped Shop Pay and just went back to, you could pay through it, through my store. Anyway, on to bigger things. Of course, you saw some of you guys probably watched the hearing yesterday, right? Hearing day number 7. And there were 2 witnesses there. One of them name was James Van Tovendoven. He was a former spokesman for the Oath Keepers. And he gave the committee a real detailed thing how the Oath Keepers work. And he also told this to the FBI and others, and say used to be the Oath Keeper was originally started as a charity group. You know, they did charity functions, they did community service events and things like that. Well, somewhere along the line, he said it evolved to extremist militia group. He says it wasn't designed that way. It just, they got some people in there. Hey, T! Hey, you look good on your video, T! Love it. I will check out the YouTube one that you did. Anyway, he was giving detailed information to the Oath Keepers. And he said it got to the point where he was going like, you guys, no, we don't do this. And that's when he decided to, after the January 6th event, he was already caught up in it, but it made him really think long and hard on this when all this was happening. He says, I shouldn't have done it. I should have just walked away from it before that. The other guy was Mr. Ayers. He's a former Trump supporter, and he said he was kind of really blinded. He says all his dad did, hugs back to you, T. Mr. Ayers said he was swept in it, and all his dad did was watch Fox News. He would not allow any of the family members watch other media stations like MSNBC and all the other crap. And he went over to a friend's house and he watched all the other stations like MSNBC. He listened to Rachel Maddow and some of the others. He goes, wow, there's two different universes. And he was only there one time he was convicted of disorderly conduct, but he didn't really do anything. But they dismissed the charges, but he didn't assault anybody or hit anybody or anything. It was on video. He was like, what in the hell is going on here type thing. So he decided he's no longer a Trump supporter. He said Trump lied to everybody, and he said you would think when people are lied to, you think that they would rethink this, okay? Rethink this other crap. But he told him, he says, yeah, Trump did say this and that during his speech, and he wanted to be down there with the supporters down at the Capitol, and of course, you know, he figured, no, the Secret Service won't let him do that. Even though he's somewhat a so-called president, okay? So anyway, I don't know what you guys thought of all this, thought of the hearing, okay? I don't know what your thoughts are on it. But I think the committee is doing a wonderful job. Oh, another thing, too. Congresswoman Cheney said they received a phone call from the other witness that was going to testify. He's still going to testify, but on the next hearing, that witness's lawyer called the committee, and informed them that Trump tried witness tampering. That witness was there, and the lawyer was with them at home when this happened. The witness did not answer the call. He just had it on voicemail. And they got, information, evidence of that. And the lawyer contacted the committee and told them what happened. He sent them a letter and everything. Yeah. That Trump tried intimidation, witness intimidation. And the committee has now referred this to the DOJ. Now that they've got firm evidence on this. And I'm sure he's done it to a number of other people. You know, threatening blackmail and threatening this and threatening that. You know. So, yeah. So anyway, Ukraine, oh, I'm sure that they will. I'm sure they're gathering evidence, Nancy. There's several people in our sphere, in our group, that are too impatient, and it takes time. They want to make sure that case sticks. Because when it gets to court, they need to make sure that everything is airtight. And I'm sure the DOJ is really, they're gathering evidence. Trump is digging himself a deeper hole. And now I think the Federal Elections Commission needs to Federal Elections Commission needs to deny Trump's application to run for president. They need to throw it out and say, nope, not going to happen. What they need to do, they need to have the teeth. Also, the GOP is being really silly too, because they're not going to participate in debates and everything else. Well, then people are not going to know the candidates. They're not going to vote for somebody they don't know or never talked or heard from or anything. The GOP needs to have their well, yeah, there is real proof that this has happened. It's all on record. It's all on video and everything. The media was covering the event, this January 6th event. And they have witnesses from the inner circle testifying this and everything. So that Republican that you talked to, Dorothy, he's an idiot. I hate when people like that stick their head in the sand and don't want to learn the facts. Okay. Excuse me, I'm going to take off my sweatshirt down. I was cold earlier this morning. Yeah. Anyway, Ukraine is kicking Russia's butt. They received some new equipment from Germany, Sweden. Oh, Sweden sent them some what they call smart self-propelled launchers, smart trucks. Pretty advanced for. I mean, Sweden. Those guys. They don't play around. And Switzerland sent some too. Switzerland, Sweden, and Germany sent Ukraine some new fighting equipment, and also helping them drones and everything else to take out the front lines. And Ukraine determined to retake Donbass back, determined to kick out the Russian troops out of there. So Ukraine's winning, Russia's losing. And Russia's losing economically too. Russia has not launched any of their space program right now is on a hiatus. It's not functioning. The space program is shut down, which means that there are 2 astronauts up in the International Space Station are stuck up there. I have not heard anything more or anything what happened with that there. Now there is supposed to be a new crew going up this fall, so I don't know what's going to happen, how they're going to arrange that, and whether the Russians are going to leave the space station altogether and just not come back. I don't know. So kudos to Ukraine. I'm glad that they're getting a lot of help that they really need on this. And the economy is booming in other ways too. I mean, people are now picking themselves up by the bootstraps and really working the problems and working the issues and pushing back. And we need to push back against the GOP and those that are still in office. Kick them out because they're not doing their job. And when people say, oh, well, both parties are the same, and I go, no, they're not. Both parties are not the same. The GOP is not like what it used to be, okay? They used to work across the aisle, okay, work together across the aisle. Here in Washington State, last time we had a Republican governor was in, oh gosh, it had to be 1970s. Let's see. Hold on a second, let me check something. Okay, been a long time, been like for over 30 years since we had Republican governor here in Washington State. Now, a good majority of them are Democrats, and people have been voting Democrats because they don't have any, here in Washington State, there's really no quality candidates for governor, which is, you know, things like that change. And so Washington State is solid blue. We've really gone liberal, which is fine. It's great because things are working good here. They're working on the roads. They're working on some issues. The city of Lakewood is trying to address the congestion issues and fix infrastructure. Because just recently, for example, they just replaced the water main along Silicon Boulevard down here in Lakewood, the north end of Lakewood. Because that water main there and that sewer main is well over 50 years old. Some of the parts of the mains were like 1930s. So, yeah, it's way overdue getting replaced and better prepared. So, that's good example. That also brings me to the next subject, importance of voting. Today in the mail, I just received my pamphlet, and our primary is set for August 2nd this year. So it has a number of things I've checked through, new candidates, some are up for re-election for 10th congressional district. And now my district has changed, has shifted. Used to be 9th, now it's 10th. So anyway, be sure to vote. That is should be your citizens' primary directive, if you will, to vote. It's your civic duty to vote. And I'd rather vote than being told I can't vote. And if I'm told I can't vote, and I go, watch me. I'll vote. I remember my mom telling me years ago when Grandma finally got the right to vote in 1920. Mom was born that year when that happened. About some years later, when she talked to Mom, my grandmother, Grandmother was so thrilled that she was able to vote and vote on issues that were important to her. And she understood that the senators and the representatives, they worked for her. They worked for the people. And we should remind those that do serve in that capacity, that work for the people. Okay? Not corporations. Corporation's not a person. Corporation's an entity. That's all it is. It's just an entity. And Citizens United needs to be thrown out. Because prior to all that, it worked just fine. Because corporations were not allowed to put money in to promote a candidate, okay, or endorse. They leave that up to their own, their employees that vote and everything else to promote a candidate. It should be up to the individual person, not a company. Even my union tried telling me how to vote, and I told them no, I vote who I think will do the job. So tell your friends, tell them to vote. And if they don't like it, go vote. Very simple. Take your 20 seconds. Or whatever, how long you take it. Here we do mail-in balloting. Okay, we don't have voting machines. We haven't had voting machines for 30, 40 years now. Because it costs so much to try to upkeep the voting machines. And the last voting machine that I used was back in the 1990s. Actually, 1980s. Just after we were married, we lived up on Buckley, and we used a voting machine up there to vote for the presidential election up there. I got shocked by a voting machine. I touched the lever to hit to make my selection. I got shocked by it. And they did a double check, and somehow there was a reverse polarity on that voting machine. And I was like, you guys need to find another way of letting people vote. So that's why afterwards they decided to go to mail-in balloting, because people were getting hurt. Not fun getting shocked. It was only like electric fence shock. That's what it was. Okay, now on to other things here. Space exploration. Yesterday, I don't know if any of you saw this, but saw the first 5 pictures from the James Webb Space Telescope. Those pictures are gorgeous. Sharp, clear, you could see almost beyond it. They have a good, they think now the universe is now pretty much 3.5 billion years old when it was born. And there are now, space is still expanding, still going. There are two universes that are just been born. One has been basically swallowed up by a black hole, but it didn't have a chance to be born yet. But they're still studying black holes, what they really do, why they formed and everything. Maybe it's nature's way or universe's way of revamping, start over type thing. But they're learning a lot about it. And what those galaxies comprise of. They said there's an amazing amount of oxygen on those planets, out in those exoplanets and those in the other universes out there. Amazing amount of oxygen, hydrogen out there. But they'll be learning more. Eventually the Hubble telescope will probably be retired because it can only go so far. Now the Hubble's been, they didn't expect the Hubble to last long as it did. The Hubble was launched in 1990. And they thought it was going to, like within 10 years, 10 or so years, that it was going to die on them, quit on them. It's still going. It's one of those machines that takes a licking and keeps on ticking. And it gives out information and everything. They did some updates on it, and what they did was James Webb would send the relay the information to Hubble, and then Hubble would send the relay to Earth. And there are times that James Webb will send the information directly to Earth. It depends on what angle and, you know, how it goes and everything. I thought it was pretty interesting. So, anyway. Alright, well, ended my rant. I hope to see you guys later. Be sure to insist, persist, and share. Randy, I miss you. I wish you were still doing your rants. In some ways, I wish the doctor hadn't stopped you doing your rants. I really do. You do need to vent. You don't take something away from somebody that enjoys, has passion doing this. They said, well, it raises your blood pressure. So, well, maybe, but diet has a lot to do with it, too. It doesn't raise my blood pressure. I mean, I take my blood pressure meds. And yes, I do get angry, get mad sometimes, but I try to take things as they come, analyze it, and then accept it or reject it or whatever. You know, I'm pretty laid back. I'm Mac about it. I go, yeah, maybe, you know, that type of thing. And yes, I do get angry at some stupid stuff that people do and what people do to other people. Now that's got to stop. Those people need to have a thorough lesson on right and wrong. That's what they really need. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'll see you on Friday and see if I have anything going on Friday. No, I don't. I'm clear on Friday. So, I'll see you on Friday. You too, Dorothy. Take care. Try to stay cool and everything with all the heat waves that's been going on. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Okay? I love you all. Be sure to insist, persist, and push back. In facts. Lay out the facts. And if that person doesn't like the facts, they go, well, that's tough. It's there. You can't run away from it. So, anyway, love you. Bye-bye, guys. Take care and stay safe.